Welcome to Beer Net Radio. Listen to on every continent except Antarctica. B-E-E-R-R-N-E-T.
Beer.
Beer Net Radio.
Okay.
Whew. Okay, Jordan, walk him through this intro.
Okay.
You got
Annika has entered. Annika has joined the party, so let's let her in. You know what I like to do? I like to play golf and then have a nice, just a nice seltzer. You know what I'm talking about? Hello, Annika. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to Beer Net Radio. Thanks for being on. What an honor.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting me be on.
All right. Well, I'll let Jen introduce you, but this is Annika, and she's getting into the beverage alcohol business, and at just the right time. So, Jen, why don't you take it away?
Hi, thanks for being on, and the B is a good.
Oh wow!
Segue, right?
Did you really go there? Did you go there, Jen?
It's Fizzy Beez, right?
God,
I know, we'll be buzzing for the next, 20, 30 minutes.
Right, exactly. You could keep going on and on. I love that you picked that angle, right? Bees are great. And, it's a very important part of the ecosystem. But thanks for being on. One of the most awarded best female golfers in the history of the game. So, pleasure to have you on, honor to have you on.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And so tell us a little bit about the backstory, why you decided to try your hand at an RTD vodka-based product called Fizzy Beez, right? How long you guys cooked it up, where it's launching, the whole proposition.
Sure, I would love to share. Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, I mean, it's actually started during COVID. I like to say COVID, there are a few positive things with COVID, and other than that golf is growing, I would say that the growth and the birth of Fizzy Beez is another good thing. My husband and I, we were, having a good time at home during COVID in the sense of, drinking, eating. I love to cook, and there was not a lot of entertaining going around. So, we have been introduced to RTDs for a little while, but really none was sticking out, and there was nearly nothing out there that I wanted to even, try to buy again. So I looked at my husband, I said, why don't we just try to make our own? And he kind of looked at me, and he knows I'm a busy bee, so it didn't really surprise him, but I said, so let's try it. So we started to mix some drinks. I've always enjoyed kind of being a mixologist in the house, creating classic cocktails in different ways. And, one thing led to another, and we had some friends to come over, and they liked it. And I looked at my husband, what do we do next? Do we move on? Do we take it to the next level? And he said, sure, that doesn't really surprise me. So we took to a flavoring company in Southern California, where they help you take it from a, kitchen formula to a commercialized formula. And we realized we had something. And then a friend of mine that was playing pickleball, Kathy Johansson, she has a business background. She's had wine before, and just an entrepreneur by heart. And I said, hey, I have this idea. My husband has called this company Fizzy Bee because of me being a busy bee, but also the drink being sweetened by organic honey. I said, would you like to work with us, kind of join the hive and see where we can go with this? So it went from the kitchen to now to the manufacturing plant, and we canned for the first time last week in Cincinnati, Ohio. And we have a great distributor there, Superior Beverage Group, and they are going to put our products on the shelf starting March 1st. It's a soft launch. I want to highlight that as a soft launch because we're, trying out the market. We have 6,000 cases, so it's super exciting. So yeah, I think the reason why I'm doing is this, entrepreneur by heart, and just love building things. And we do, the last, I would say 20 years, we've been spending time and resources giving back to the community. A lot of it has to do with golf and young girls, but just feeling very fortunate where we are. And you mentioned earlier the importance of bees. So, I think we all care about our planet one way or another. So, sustainability and being, using recyclable material. And of course, we're going to help ethically farmed organic, bee conservations around the country. So those things just kind of led one thing to another, and here we are.
Yeah, oh, interesting. And it's going to be just in Ohio to start, correct? And then you'll build on the coasts, or how does that work?
Yeah, so the next step is, we live in Orlando, Florida. We would love to come down here, and then we want to move out to the West Coast. California, Nevada is some states that we're targeting. At this moment, we're just trying to get the feel for what's out there and the interest in our product. And we are interviewing different distributors as we speak. We want to make sure that we do it the right way, and want to partner with people that feel the same, kind of share the same synergies. So we're literally just as we say in the golf terms, we're just teeing off first tee.
It seems like
I'm sorry. I have to always butt in. It's just it's what I do. But Annika, how focused on golf will this product be? Is it a golfing lifestyle type product? Will it be served on golf courses, or is it just general market?
Well, I would say that this drink is for anybody, everybody. So we're not necessarily targeting the golf crowd by any means, but we do think that, as our TDs are all about convenience. It's all about, people on the go doing things. And I think golf fits in that category. It's really an easy drink to have in your golf bag, to have it on the golf cart, to have something to drink during the course. I mean, but that, that means you can do it on the boat, you can do it, hiking, just being, who doesn't want to have a classic cocktail on the go, which is obviously in the past, classic cocktails is, they're made by bartenders, and you can't really find a bartender everywhere. So, we're playing on that, we want to make it easy, and the convenience, and of course, making sure when you do have one that you make sure you have the natural ingredients and sweetened by organic honey rather than some fructose syrup, cane sugar variants that are out there.
Yeah. And an interesting angle too, it's you guys chose to be vodka based rather than malt based. So can you walk us a little bit through that decision, especially since it means, you might not be able to sell in grocery everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, when we started out, we were looking into sparkling wine. We were Prosecco based early on, but we have some friends in the industry, luckily, that have guided us around and saying long term, it's better to be spirit based for a lot of reasons. I mean, one of the things, as with wine, they harvest, once a year, and who knows what the different climates would do and how that would affect the grapes in general. Spirit based is, it's very easy to get a hold of. You can get it any time of the year. It's very easy to work with. On top of it, we find some difficulties working with wine compared to, we are a grain neutral spirit. So it's just a lot easier to work with. So, I think when you go on a journey like this, you figure out what works and what doesn't work. And for us, this works really well. And, we 5%. So actually we will be able to be in most stores because we are considered a beer, which is funny when you're not a beer, but you're in the beer category. So I think it helps us both ways.
Yeah. And in some state, it depends on the state, of course. And then tell me about the calorie count, right? It's 140. So it's 40 more than a lot of competitors in this space. Do you think consumers are willing to trade that 40 calories for more flavor?
We do, because we're full flavor. Flavor is a big part of Fizzy Beez. I think, like you mentioned, the 100 calories has been a sweet spot for a little while, whether you pick High Noon or you pick Truly or White Claw, just to mention a few, popular brands. But then on the other spectrum, you have Cutwater, which, they have strawberry margarita, they have the Russian, White Russian, and they are a ton of calories. They're 350 plus. So we wanted something in between where you feel like, okay, I'm drinking a classic cocktail and I want some flavor. And I would add that, when I am not a massive drinker by any means, but when I do, I want to drink something that's right. I want to drink something that has flavor, so that was kind of our concept. How do we get something ready to drink that has a flavor doesn't feel watered down? And the extra 40 calories, I can tell you, is a lot of them comes from the honey. The honey provides the calories, the honey provides the carbs and the sugar, but what it does provide is the thickness, the sweetness, and the fulliness, which a lot of times you don't get with artificial sweeteners, or like I mentioned earlier, like fructose and so things. So, it's one of those things, it's, it's, you take it with you because you get the flavor. So that's what we're focusing on.
Right. Can you share who you guys are producing with? You said somebody in California, or?
It's a flavoring company. Okay. So, you go to Flavor, they put, they create these things. We use real fruit juices. We use, like I said, the GNS, but also there's natural flavor. For example, the margarita, there's a natural triple sec in it, and there's a natural margarita flavor. So it's a flavoring company we work with, just, south of LA.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And do they do the canning too, or no, you're canning in Ohio?
No, yeah. So we're learning the business. So, you have a flavoring company, and then you have a co-packing company, and the co-packing company is not far from where you are. Well, it's in Cincinnati, Ohio. And that's another reason why we picked that, because of our distribution and working with Superior Beverage.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And how did you guys get hooked up with Superior? That's a great big distribution company,
Oh, it is. Yeah. I mean, it's the best in Ohio is what I heard. Well, it's funny because my husband, Mike, his best friend growing up is Kurt McCann, and the McCammon firm, family. It all started there with the Antonucci's and so forth. So he's the CEO, and he's the one that introduced us to the RTDs. And so that's kind of the channel we've been using, because I said, come on, Kurt, there's got to be better flavors out there.
Got it. Well, I've been hogging the mic, so let me pass it on to Jordan. I'm sure he has some questions for you.
Hi, Annika. It's great to meet you.
Hi, likewise.
Since we're talking about golf and beverage alcohol, I have to ask what you thought about the scenes from the Waste Management this past weekend, and all the beer showers.
I know. I happen to think that it's fun. I'm all about tradition and etiquette with golf, but I mean, that tournament has just, the last 10, 15 years is starting to stand out to be something different. I like, the traditions they have. The party scene on 16 is fantastic. They've had caddy races down the fairway. They're doing so many fun things. And so we enjoyed watching it. And of course, to see 2 hole-in-ones, which is, very rare to start with, and to have them back to back, different days was fantastic. So I enjoy it. I think it's fun. It brings a different demographic to the game. And to be honest, it looks like the guys, the players and the caddies, and everybody's having fun.
Yeah. So we just need for the fans to rain down some Fizzy Beez in the coming years.
You got that right. That'd be fun.
No, and then on a more serious note, I have to ask, what's been one of the most challenging parts in bringing this brand to life? The government is currently, I don't know if you know this, but they're kind of looking into competition in beverage alcohol. And was there anything that you said that caught you by surprise, or you were like, well, that doesn't seem fair?
Well, we're learning every day. There's no doubt about it. And I mean, everybody keeps telling us, it's getting the drink and getting all that. That's the easy part. They say now it begins, to getting it to the to distributor, to getting it to the stores, and then getting it to the consumer. That's really where they say the game starts. So, the only thing I would say to that is, we're ready to roll up our sleeves and go to work. Hard work has never scared me, but we are committed, and we understand that it's tough, of course. But I think, we're having fun along the way. We're laughing along the way. I mean, the Fizzy Beez on its own makes us giggle all the time, because just like we start talking about, we're using the word bees. We have created some teas for golf, and we call them fizzy teas, and everybody giggles, and we're having fun. Who doesn't want to be part of, testing products? As a matter of fact, we have gotten a lot of volunteers. We call them working bees, to be our testing panel. People love testing this product. I don't know. I don't get that excitement about other things, but when it comes to the drinks, people are super excited, and they volunteer to do that. So, it's been fun to come up with names. It's been fun to design the cans, to work with, the packaging and the marketing, and, our website. All those things have been fun. What's hard is, you really have to know the rules. We have gotten some good advice. It's obviously you need permits in different states. You need approval from TTB and all those organizations and that's out there. So, you got to kind of mix the fun with, with the rules and the laws and everything. So, but so far we're enjoying it.
And did we go over all the flavors? Could you run down those for us real quick?
Yeah, I'll be happy to. So, one of the most classic cocktails, margarita, cosmo, mojito, and Moscow Mule.
Very cool. And do you think that this is the same demographic as some of the other beverages that you mentioned, like the Cutwater and the Trulies and the White Claws and all of that? Is it the same demographic or is it slightly different?
It'd be interesting to see what the feedback will be. I mean, that's one of the reasons, working with Superior, they're going to create all the data and everything for us to see what the feedback is. But, we're not targeting anybody special, like I said, everybody or anyone. I think, if you like classic cocktails, it's when you go to a bar, that's what people order. If you want some flavor, this is flavor. If you still care about calories, 140 is not that much more. So, and if you're on the go, so I feel like it hits a lot of the different check boxes. We've done a few, as I'm sure you can imagine, some testing, random testing. And it's interesting to see. I was just up at the country club where we live here in Orlando, and there was a group of ladies that played tennis. It was about 10 of them. And I just happened to have some Fizzy Beez with me, and I gave it to them. And these ladies are between 40 and 65, and they were all over it. They were like Cosmo, because they grew up with Cosmos. These are timeless drinks. So, and then we had some younger testers, and they were like, wow, this is a flavor. Are you sure it's only 140 calories? Because they're very concerned about, when you're at that age, you're concerned about, calories and making sure that whatever you put in your body is, the right thing. And I said, hey, it's sweetened by organic honey. I mean, organic honey, as we know, has a lot of healthy benefits on, just on its own. And I think people are starting to, pay notice to that.
I take a little honey just for my allergies, because it's got all the pollen, I don't know. They say it might help.
No, you're absolutely right. My husband has done it for years. He tells me he's allergic to everything. And, but he's taken honey the last 8-10 years, and I'm telling you, it works.
Listen, I'm going to be drinking this Fizzy Beez just for my allergies. I'm going to tell my doctors for my allergies. Okay. I think this is great, Annika, and I think you're going to hit a great demographic that's underserved. I think everybody is chasing the 21-year-old male. And I don't know that everybody needs to be chasing that guy. So I wish you well. And second of all, also, you can't go wrong with Antonucci. Trust me, that's a great organization. We've known them for years. And what about expansion plans? So, let's say it goes great in Cincinnati and Ohio. You're gonna go. I guess you might have mentioned you'd like to go to the coast, California, maybe Florida. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, we're going to beeline there as fast as we can. So, but, one thing I haven't really mentioned, which is really a big part of our, our push, and I have a can here, and it might be hard for you to see, but, on the can, we have something we call Fizzy Bee Promise. And you're going to be able to scan this QR code, and let me remove my hand. But we are committed to giving back to the bees in different ways, to help them, as we talked about the importance of the ecosystem. So we will be giving back, net proceeds of our sales to the conservations, and because we're all about that. And so it's, we have a promise, and we're going to keep that.
Great. That's awesome. Well, good. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for being on our podcast and for drinking beer. It's quite an honor. And let's check back in with you in about 6 months, and let's see how it's going, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, I would love that. And, in the meantime, our website is coming up. So just check out fizzybeez.com. That's where all the things are buzzing.
All right. Sure will, Annika. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. All the best.
Bye.